Speaking NFL still, you want to hit the next topic here?
Yeah.
That's been on the news quite a bit or on Talk Sports Radio a lot.
Yeah, so one of the things that's been kind of something that's been overlooked when it comes to NFL players getting paid are the running back position. It seems like when it comes to running backs and even some superstar running backs that have been out in the league for a while, you have like Ezekiel Elliott. He's been pretty good for the past few years up until he got hurt just 2 years ago. We have Saquon Barkley. I think we have Daniel Hunter from the Vikings. Not Ronnie Brown, but the player from the Colts. I want to say Himes is the last name or something like that.
Jonathan Taylor?
Could be Jonathan Taylor.
He's a running back that wants to trade now.
Yeah. Big name running backs that have been doing well the past few seasons, especially if you're a fantasy football kind of person.
Vikings guys Cook, right?
Yeah, Dalvin Cook. I think he's on a trading block if I remember correctly.
He's on the trading block.
All these big name running backs who are drastically underpaid for a lot of production that they do. And so I think the highest running back, if I recall correctly, is only getting paid just over $10 million a year.
Yeah,
where you have kickers like Jason Tucker. I think it's Jason Tucker with the Ravens, who's getting paid almost $15 million just to be a fucking kicker.
Yeah, but I'd say the one thing on the kicker part of it, definitely just a kicker. But the only thing is like, there's I think when it comes to positions, okay, I guess we're looking at starting running backs, right? We're more.
Yeah, there's more like I'm talking about like top 10 running backs who are getting paid less than $10 million, and they're producing 1,000 yards rushing and sometimes even receiving.
So
yards.
I think the one thing we're seeing with the NFL definitely, especially, is and also I think this is going to start happening with receivers as well. You're seeing receivers going to start getting replaced pretty quick as well, because I think a lot of emphasis is now going kind of like how college was, where it's really about the system.
Yeah.
And just plugging players in and plugging them out, right?
Yeah.
You've seen like Kansas City getting rid of Hill, and they still, just changed the system, tweaked it out with the different players, and ran with that system and won, right? So I think you're seeing that a little bit more. Running back, I mean, that's this interesting one. You've seen the effects of like what Todd Gurley happened to Todd Gurley, right? Same thing with him, but those guys all have also kind of hit a wall, right?
Yeah.
Like I think Ezekiel Elliott because Ezekiel Elliott's backup, who's now their starter, he kind of was killing it when he got his chances, right?
Yeah.
And now he's the starter, right? And Zeke's out, right? And
still looking for a job.
Right? And I think that's kind of how it goes. I think like Derrick Henry, he's kind of put it on the trade block as well a little bit, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he's been producing, for years, at least for the past 5-6 years, top running back.
Yeah. So I think
categories.
Yeah. So I think what you're going to see, you're going to have to see this now, like with players, and it's going to affect probably even the college game at some point. Would be, how much snaps your body can take, because either you're going to go into there thinking, or you go into you need to get better in the bargaining or whatever they do whenever they bargain contracts.
Yeah,
there'd be something separate for like, there's a quote when you're negotiating, they need to break it down, with positions differently, not having like, quarterback, you have longevity at quarterback getting paid if
you ain't
good,
getting
right?
hit.
Yeah. And you got longevity there. Receiver somewhat as well, right? You could say, but
especially with the new rules.
Yeah. But running back, you're going to get hit. It's a short life. And everything knows about it. And there's problems out there that they're not getting paid, and they're getting concussions, broken bodies are all beaten up. So there's got to be a way where they now looking at maybe, hey, for running back position, you're going to get front loaded maybe at this point. You got to do something like that, or there has to be some kind of change. Well, I guess, they don't have to do any changes. They can just run the way it is right now, and it's, hey, don't be a running back then.
I think the biggest thing about running backs is you're being asked to do and produce a lot more than what the traditional running back used to be. There used to be run first, ground game, ground and pound.
Yep.
Run the ball 3 times and throw a pass, maybe on 4th down if it's 4th and long or 3rd and long stuff. But
I think what you're also saying, just the point you're saying right now, is that there's so many different stuff now they're asking the running backs to do in these systems.
Yep.
Like, blocking. There's someone who blocks. There's the bruiser, right? First set 2 downs.
Yep.
And there's the go out the backfield, catch out the backfield. And not all these running backs have those skills, right? They might have 1 or 2 of those skills. And you're seeing a lot of teams now going to committee by
Yeah.
committee. So now you're gonna divide that pot a little bit more because you're not the only running back. You have like by committee. I know like the Seahawks themselves are more of a committee based a little bit, right?
Yeah.
With a running back approach without Lynch, of course, right? When we had Lynch, money Lynch, baby. But we don't have it anymore. Yeah, but you're seeing stuff happen. Stuff happen because also you're seeing more emphasis on backups being drafted and stuff like that because running backs are going down pretty.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean, the average running back has a 2 to 5 year lifespan when it comes to NFL, and that's that's a short time period when you're coming out of college, and you're out and done for the NFL at like 23, 24.
You got to be saving your money if you're running back.
Yeah,
if you're going in, you got to. It sucks, but I mean, it doesn't suck. Everybody should be doing this, but I mean, if you're going in, you're gonna make big money, right? You got to save that money, invest it right, just knowing that hey, you could be out in, like you said, 2 to whatever years, as running back, right? So the money you get up front, that first contract, might be it.
Yeah,
right.
And it's different nowadays because rookies, years ago before they had the last little CBA or whatnot, rookies usually get paid outlandish contracts for not even producing at all, not even stepping on the field. Nowadays they set that tone down, and so your first contract is going to be league minimum when you first come in the league. So if you're making, less than, I think 500,000 is probably about the average when it comes to a standard position in NFL.
Yeah.
If you're not going to get anything past that, then you're SOL. And if you're supposed to be running up the gut, pass catching in the backfield, going into the slot, and then playing wide receiver and stuff like that, you should have an increase in your pay just because you're playing 3 different positions technically.
I agree, but I also agree that running backs need to now embrace. I know a lot of running backs hated the whole committee drafting another running back that maybe take it down from you or whatnot.
Yeah.
But if you're not going to get paid that top dollar, no matter how much you produce, like Henry and them, then you should be okay with being like, yeah, man, you take the snap. I'm not going to get paid anymore, so you might as well take the snap, right? You say save the injury on my body, right? You got to kind of maybe start embracing that a little bit for your longevity. But I mean,
I think, but most contracts are based off performance, especially if you're going to be paid the upfront money. It's like, all right, you're going to get paid an extra $5,000 if you produce 300 catch yards or 500 rushing yards and stuff like that, or make it to an X, Y, and Z league. So it's even tougher for those positions. I feel bad for it. I never personally play running back. I play wide receiver, and having to go across that line, when it comes to middle linebackers and, have your head on a swivel is a little different than having to run up the guts and have big people just to get past that front line. Then you have the secondary line to get through and stuff. And so you're taking a pounding.
Yeah, but it's also pass blocking, dude. Getting those big dudes hitting you up head first, and you're just boom.
They're coming full speed at you. And you're in a standing position. Like you're grown elite players that are coming at you. They're not scrubs when you make it to NFL.
And you're not and there's running backs are not really built that big most of the time, right? They're not like
not anymore,
but they're not like Derrick Henry, right? Derrick Henry can stand there and go one-on-one with these linebackers and DL guys. He can hold his own, but a lot of these running backs are not that big with their ass. So hey, just chip this guy away or something, hit a chip or something, just and getting hit, blowing up. So that also takes effects on them, right?
It's almost smart to be a smaller running back because you don't have to take that pounding. You can be more versatile and stuff like that.
That's why that's what I'm saying. The one thing, like being those now, and you're seeing popular, like in college football is like air raid and stuff like that, and running, spread, and then running backs catching on the backfield. And it's kind of smart being one of those running backs where you're just a catcher on third down, right, and making a living off of that. If you're not going to be making like the big money, but you still be making some good money, and you invest right, and your body's a lot more healthier. Right?
I mean, it's all fun and games. So you play in that cold weather game where you have to run the ball, and you pretty much in the playoffs you need to run the ball. You have to.
But if you're a pass catching running back, then that's your day off.
If your quarterback can pass.
That's for sure. So, but I mean, it's gonna be interesting what they do because I think there's gonna have to be something comes up. Maybe. I mean, again, I say there has to be, but I mean, there really doesn't have to be. Owners could be like, hey, don't be running back then. That is what it is, right?
Get rid of the position. I mean, they've gotten rid of the fullback position, and so wouldn't be surprised if running backs are going to be the next ones, which is kind of sad because I think the running game, makes it exciting if you're breaking a run a run for like 60 plus yards or even 90 yards, stuff like that. It's exciting. It's exciting to watch.
Yeah, no,
Beastquake. Just for example.
Exactly. It's kind of like those games where like you watch the run game. It's like 3 yards, 5 yarder, 3 yarder, 5 yarder, and then boom, the defense is tired. Yeah, you get like 10 yarders, 12. Oh, here we go. Here,
that was the whole point.
Yeah,
exactly. Like, ground and pounding it, ground and pounding it, and things like that. You breaking their mercy.
You're breaking the will by they're saying in the first half, they might stand up. Then that middle of that third quarter, you see them leaning.
Yep.
Right, and it's like, okay, we got him now. Right.
Mm-hmm. That's old school football right there, man.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, there's still a lot of coaches, I believe, well, not a lot actually, but there's still a handful of coaches that still believe in that. I think that way, like Pete Carroll is definitely one of them. He still loves. He's going to prefer running the ball, run first. But you see some changes from different people that normally, like Steelers traditionally used to be defense, let's ground and pound. Now you're seeing Tomlinson bringing in OCs, and they're throwing the ball all over the place. The killer bees, right, or whatever it was. They had those the nickname with Roethlisberger. So they've opened it up too. So they kind of moved away from the run. So I guess there's not actually that many. It's a handful of coaches that still probably run the ball. So maybe you're right. Maybe it's kind of going that way.
Yeah, I mean, throwing touchdowns, gets a lot of butts in the seats and stuff like that. And so it's really all about high scoring. And if you're running the ball a lot, you're not going to score a lot of points. And
no, that's one big reason why you're throwing a lot. If you're a team, it's going to be a close game until like the third quarter, where if your run game is effective, then you start pulling away.
Or it's even you do a run and all of a sudden there's a hole in an offensive line. And so that's one biggest thing. And so there's a lot more.
Oh God,
yeah.
Or it's like your offense line's so hyped after they do that, one will false starts,
or they get too far down the field. Yeah. One of those things. Yeah. Oh, I tripped that player so you can get it open.
Yeah, exactly, right. Yeah, exactly. So, but we'll see, man. We'll see what goes on with these running backs, man. They got to make their money early, and get a good agent. Yeah, get a good agent.
And I'm just excited the NFL season is about to start and everything. Fantasy football is about to start again. NFL season is starting. College football is starting. It's best sport out there.
Yep. So
check out other podcasts when we talk about what's the best sport in the U.S.
Yes, we did. Yeah, but podcast 4,
something like that. Yeah,
4. Yeah, 4. So we definitely. Well, go watch the podcast if you wanted the answer. We're not gonna say it here.